Get you to the highlights, shall we? Take you back to MetLife Stadium where the Patriots were staring down a 5-game losing streak for the first time since 1995. This is the first time they've lost 4 since '02. Here's Cam Newton, who you remember fumbled on what would have been a potential game-changing drive against the Bills a week ago. Here, diving in for a score early in this game to give the Patriots a 7-3 lead, his 7th rushing touchdown this season, second most among QBs behind Kyler Murray. That was the Patriots' first offensive touchdown in the first quarter. Says something about their struggles this season. Sam Darnold missing his 3rd game this season with a recurring shoulder injury. Joe Flacco here looking for Brashad Perryman and Baldy. Joe Flacco raining down the deep ball like the 2012 postseason.
Yeah, I mean, he got the deep ball going. I mean, he finally got some timing with those receivers. Remember, Brashad Perriman was with them with the Ravens. He knows them.
All right, maybe I was exaggerating a little bit. But the Jets offense showing some signs of life. So was the defense as well there. All right, so we'll go later in the final seconds of the first half. It's more. Joe Flacco, this time Jamison Crowder. TD, check out the sweet feet here on the sideline.
Yeah. All right, that's the Joe Flacco from the 2016 season you're talking about right there. That's a beautiful throw. Look at that, the toe tap on the sideline. Crowder 1-2. Oh, beautiful throw and catch.
6.2% chance of a completion, according to Next Gen Stats.
That's a man from Duke right there. He knows where he was at in the end zone.
Yeah, I know Baldy loves his Blue Devils. And here's Flacco. Say, look, he's got to get a little air under it, right? All right, let's go to the 3rd quarter. Jets up 10. Patriots looking to bring it within a score. They'll do so with Rex Burkhead plunging into the end zone for Bill Belichick to make it a 3-point game. Final seconds of the 3rd quarter here. Jets still up 3. Answering back for Brashad Perryman. 2nd touchdown of the game. 2nd time he gets past J.C. Jackson here, Baldy.
J.C. Jackson's a great corner. I mean, he lost his balance right there. But if you make a mistake, you got to make him pay. And J.C. Jackson leads this league in interceptions, but you can't play corner on your backside like that.
Let's go to the 4th here. Jets up 7, 27-20. Final 6 minutes. Joe Flacco getting a little greedy, TD.
Yeah, I mean, he was feeling it, making some deep passes, some explosive plays early. He tried it, but Jackson got him.
JC with a little redemption, and Cam answering back, maybe not quite. Jacoby Myers, who was terrific on the day, and Cam's favorite target could not quite connect for the deep shot. Let's go 6 plays later after a 4th down conversion. Cam Newton to Demir Bird. 31 yards all the way across field and down to the Jets 3. Nearly dives into the end zone, but his foot was just out of bounds. Patriots, though, knocking on the door here, guys. At the 2-minute warning, Cam, 3rd and goal. QB sneak for the score. Thought they might entertain going for 2,
that's what Cam has always done.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like he's back at Auburn when he's doing that kind of stuff.
They tie it up with the extra point from Nick Folk, and what a great time for the Patriots pass rush to come alive with Dietrich Wise getting the sack on Joe Flacco. Jets would punt it away. Here comes Cam Newton. They got 1 play to get into field goal range, and Cam, with his guy on the night, Jacoby Myers, comes up with the catch, and let's bring on the former Jet, Nick Folk, 51 yards for the win as time expires. Patriots avoid the 5-game losing streak, getting the win. Their 3rd of the season, dropping the Jets to 0-9 on the season. Cam Newton, 27-35, 274 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns on the night. Flacco giving the Jets some juice, especially in the first half, just not enough. They only had a handful of plays in the 4th quarter. The Patriots absolutely dominating in time of possession in the 2nd half. Baldy, what allowed the Patriots to get back into this ball game in the 2nd half after being down 10 at the half?
Well, you just mentioned it. You know, the ball possession. I mean, the first drive that they had of the 3rd quarter was 7.5 minutes. The 2nd drive for a touchdown or for a field goal was over 9 minutes. And so they played keep away from the Jets. And then the longer they stayed on the field like that and converted so many 3rd downs, Rex Burkhead, 1 3rd down conversion after another, they were able to really develop a rhythm. And that's what the game plan was. It wasn't to go deep. It wasn't to have explosive plays. It was to just to possess the ball. and that's how Cam played the game. They had Jacoby Myers looking like a pretty good new addition of Julian Edelman in this game, working the middle of the field. And Cam was very efficient, didn't turn the ball over, and made a lot of big throws, and a lot of throws to stay on the field to execute those long drives.
And, Baldy, I think what stood out to me was Cam was not trying to do too much in this game. And I think, he looked at the tape and said, there's just, times when he's trying to carry the entire team. Tonight, it looks like he saw the guys that he was working with. You talk about Myers and the guys out there playing for him. I just thought that Cam was not trying to force things. Like you say, he protected the football tonight. He ran the ball 10 times, very effective on the ground. I mean, not huge gashing runs, but ones that were picking up first down, obviously the ones on the goal line scoring touchdowns, and he protected the football, and he kind of stayed within his framework, and that's important. I remember thinking this, too, watching this team. I said, the Patriots, they seem to get the more potential out of nothing than teams I remember. I mean, I'm watching this game. I'm like, they are a team that don't have a lot of superstars. They don't have a lot of big playmakers, but they sucked the clock out of the Jets tonight. They were efficient and trying to play keep away, and they kind of turned the tide. The big play, obviously, was Flacco throwing an interception in the fourth quarter, which cost the Jets. But I think the Jets played well, but the Patriots came out tonight and played extremely well.
To your point about playmakers, if you're interested in this sort of thing, Cam did not complete a pass to a wide receiver on this night that was drafted. Not a single one. LeBron James, heck of a game. Cam Newton, big time all night long, weighing in on this one. Game-winning drive to add to it. So let's double down here, TD, on Cam Newton. Because in the first half, man, I saw that hit that Ashton Davis put on him. That whiplash, it looked like that might have rattled him for a second. But, man, he composed himself, especially in the second half, TD, and really started to lead this team back.
Listen, we know what Cam can do. We know the game that he likes to play in. Cam feels like he's super involved and engaged in the game when he's running the football and when using his legs. We saw that tonight. They were not afraid to use Cam in short yardage situations. They weren't afraid to use him on the goal line, and that's what he can do. Again, I'm just watching this game, and I'm like, okay, who are the other guys that's going to stand out besides Cam Newton? And I think he understands that he has to be able to do more, but not try to do too much and put his team in jeopardy. And I saw Cam tonight that seemed like he kind of struck the perfect balance with what he was doing out there on the field.
Well, TD, I think Cam is their biggest weapon, Yeah. I mean, look, Jacoby Myers has a career night. He had more catches and yards tonight than he had in the first 7 games combined. Damiere Byrd is a guy that can win on the outside a little bit. They don't have tight ends. They throw to backs. They throw to Myers. And really, it's up to Cam right now to 2 rushing touchdowns. On 4th and 1 in that second quarter, they just give it to Cam. Don't hand the ball off to James White. Just let Cam keep those drives alive. And right now, when he plays like he did tonight, I don't care if people say, well, it's the Jets and they haven't won a game. I mean, they play Baltimore next week. You play that style of football against Baltimore. You play keep away like that. I mean, that's winning football. They overcame the mistakes, the penalties, things like that. But the strength of this team, to me, is Cam and a very veteran offensive line. There's a lot of Super Bowls in
especially
Jack
on
Mason,
the interior.
Dave Andrews, and James Tooney. And so those guys have been in big games, comeback wins. That's the strength of this team, along with Cam, and you got to ride that.
Look, for the Jets, this was maybe their best effort of the season. And Baldy, whether it's Joe Flacco or Sam Darnold, to have their top 3 receivers healthy in this game, is that at least something to build on after the way we saw them execute some of those explosive plays?
No question, Rhett. I mean, I was around this team a lot in the preseason. I mean, Denzel Mims got hurt the first day of training camp. Brashad Perriman was out the whole time. Their best and most consistent player, Jamison Crowder, has missed a lot of time this year. This was the first time all season that all 3 starting receivers were on the field together. And so not just that, but they haven't been practicing together.
Right.
Joe Flacco missed